That little healthy pill in your cabinet may be doing more than helping your bones. After 65, the wrong calcium supplement can quietly push extra calcium through your kidneys and raise your risk for stones and kidney stress. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share simple science-backed health tips like this every single day. Over the years, one pattern keeps showing up again and again. People try to do the right thing for their bones, but nobody explains what that same supplement can do to the kidneys. And after 65, that matters more than ever because your kidneys are not working with the same spare capacity they had at 35. They are still loyal, still hardworking, but less forgiving. Here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know when calcium supplements can help, when they can backfire, and what to do instead so you protect both your bones and your kidneys. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. They hear you need more calcium as you age, and they turn that into the more calcium pills, the better. But those are not the same thing. Not food first, but pill first. Not the right amount, but a blind amount. Let me be clear. Calcium is not the villain. Your body needs it. Your bones need it. Your muscles need it. Your nerves need it. The problem is the form, the timing, the dose, and the person taking it. That's where the trouble starts. A 2021 review from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Rome found that up to 75% of kidney stones are calcium-based, and calcium supplements taken between meals can raise urinary calcium without giving you the same oxalate blocking benefit that calcium from food gives you. That means the same mineral that helps one part of your body can overload another when you take it the wrong way. And the kidney side of this story is not small. A 2024 study from the Johns Hopkins-led ERIC research team found that in older adults, reduced kidney function became much more common with age, reaching 46% in people ages 85 to 89 by one common test, and as high as 82% when a more sensitive marker was used. So if you're over 65 and thinking my kidneys are probably fine, that may be true, or it may not be the full picture. Now let's get into the countdown, because number 5 is where most people make the first mistake. Number 5, taking it at the wrong time. Most people think calcium is calcium, so it shouldn't matter when you take it, but actually timing changes what happens inside your body. Think of calcium in food like a sponge sitting in your gut. It can grab onto oxalate, a natural compound in foods like spinach, nuts, and beets, before that oxalate gets absorbed. That is good news for your kidneys. But a calcium pill taken between meals works differently. It can raise the calcium load in your urine without helping trap as much oxalate from your food. So instead of acting like a helpful sponge, it acts more like extra powder dumped into a plumbing system that is already under pressure. And where does that pressure show up? In your kidneys. A 2021 review from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Rome found that a balanced calcium intake from food can lower new stone events by about 50%, while calcium supplements taken away from meals may increase urinary calcium and stone risk instead. That is a huge difference from one simple change. So what should you do? First, never take a calcium supplement on an empty stomach unless your own clinician gave you a specific reason. Second, if you do need one, take it with a real meal, not with coffee alone, not with crackers, and not right before bed. Third, keep each dose at 500 milligrams or less because your body absorbs smaller doses better. A big single dose is not smarter, it's sloppier. What does that look like in real life? If your doctor wants you on 600 milligrams a day, do not swallow the whole thing with a glass of water at 10 a.m. Instead, take 300 milligrams with breakfast and 300 milligrams with dinner, or one 500 milligram tablet with the meal that has the least calcium in it, and count what's already on your plate. 1 cup of plain low-fat yogurt gives you about 415 milligrams. 1 cup of milk gives you about 299 milligrams. 3 ounces of canned sardines with bones gives you about 325 milligrams. Half a cup of calcium-set tofu gives you around 253 milligrams. See the difference? Not random pills, but counted calcium. And wait until you see number 4, because this is where many people accidentally double or triple their dose without realizing it. Number 4, hidden double dosing. Most people think I only take 1 calcium tablet a day, but actually the kidneys do not care what label the calcium came in. They only care how much total calcium shows up. This is where the trap gets sneaky. You may have calcium in your supplement, your multivitamin, your antacid, your fortified orange juice, your protein drink, and your bedtime chew. On paper, each one looks harmless. Together, they can pile up fast. It's like putting 1 cup of water into a bucket over and over. Each pour feels small until the bucket spills. A 2024 study from the Johns Hopkins-led ERIC team found that 33% of older adults who looked above the normal kidney filtering line with creatinine were reclassified below that line when cystatin C was used. In plain English, a lot of older adults may have less kidney reserve than they think, so the extra little bit you ignore may not be little to your kidneys at all. Here's the thing, if you are over 65, you need to know your total daily calcium, not just your supplement label. Sit down with every bottle in your kitchen. Multivitamin, bone support capsule, antacid, meal shake, read the labels, add the numbers, then look at your food. If you are a woman over 50 or an adult over 70, many people aim for around 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day total from food and supplements combined. But total means total, not 1,200 from food plus 1,200 from pills. Total means the whole day. Try this simple test. Breakfast, 1 cup yogurt, 415 milligrams. Lunch, 1 ounce cheddar, about 205 milligrams. Dinner, 1 cup milk, 299 milligrams. That alone is 919 milligrams before you even count greens, tofu, beans, or fortified foods. Add half a cup of tofu at 253 milligrams and you are already over 1,100. So do you really need that extra 600 milligram pill? Maybe, maybe not. But you should know before you swallow it. Quick question, have you ever had kidney stone pain, flank pain, or burning when you urinate? Comment yes or no below. Now let's move to number 3, because this is where a lot of people think they are being extra careful, but they may actually be increasing the load. Number 3, the vitamin D pairing trap. Most people think vitamin D makes calcium automatically safer, but actually vitamin D helps your body absorb more calcium. That can be helpful when you truly need it and harmful when you are already getting too much. Think of vitamin D like opening a bigger front door. If the right number of guests are outside, great, everyone gets in smoothly. But if too many guests are already crowding the porch, opening a bigger door just sends more traffic into the house. And when extra calcium gets absorbed, your kidneys are often the cleanup crew. A 2022 review from the University of Chicago Kidney Stone Program found that vitamin D alone did not clearly raise kidney stone risk in most trials, but calcium plus vitamin D often raised urine calcium and stone risk together. A 2021 review from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Roma also reported that long-term vitamin D use increased the risk of hypercalciuria, which means too much calcium in the urine, by up to 64% in some people compared with placebo. That does not mean vitamin D is bad, not bad but powerful, not useless but something to respect. If your vitamin D is low, you may truly need it. But stacking a high-dose vitamin D pill on top of a calcium supplement without checking your diet, your labs, and your kidney status is not a smart shortcut. So what do? First, do not assume every bone support combo is right for you. Look at the label. If it has 600 milligrams of calcium and 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D, ask yourself, do I already get calcium from food? Do I know my vitamin D level? Has anyone checked my kidney function recently? If the answer is no, pause before you keep taking it every day. Second, if you have had kidney stones before, especially calcium oxalate stones, ask your clinician whether you need a 24-hour urine test. That test can show whether you are spilling too much calcium into your urine. Third, drink enough fluid through the day, because concentrated urine is like thick syrup in a pipe. Crystals form more easily there. Food can help here too. 3 ounces of canned salmon with bones gives about 181 milligrams of calcium. 1 cup of fortified soy milk gives about 299 milligrams. 1 cup of cooked kale gives about 94 milligrams. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds gives around 76 milligrams. Slow and steady from food often beats the spike from a pill. But wait until you see number 2, because this one flips the whole story upside down. Number 2, food often beats the pill. Most people think supplements are the efficient option, but actually food is often the safer option, especially if your kidneys are not at full strength. Why? Because food comes with pacing, it comes with volume, it comes with other nutrients. And when calcium arrives with a meal, it can do some of its best work in the gut before it ever becomes a burden in the urine. This is one of those moments where common sense and science finally shake hands. You do not need to over-engineer your bones, you need to feed them. A 2021 review from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Rome found that a normal calcium diet around 1,200 milligrams a day cut the risk of new stone events by about 50% compared with a very low calcium diet. That surprises a lot of people. They think less calcium means fewer calcium stones, but that is backwards. Too little calcium in food leaves more oxalate free to get absorbed, and that can make stones more likely. So how do you use this? Build calcium into meals instead of chasing it with pills. Breakfast could be 1 cup of yogurt for 415 milligrams. Lunch could be a sandwich with 1 ounce of cheese for about 205 milligrams. Dinner could be 3 ounces of sardines with bones for 325 milligrams. That gets you to 945 milligrams already. Add 1 cup of cooked kale for 94 milligrams and you are over 1,000. Don't eat dairy, no problem. Half a cup of calcium set tofu gives around 253 milligrams. 1 cup fortified soy milk gives about 299. Half a cup cooked soybeans gives about 131. 3 ounces canned salmon with bones gives about 181. You have options. And here's the quiet bonus. When you build calcium through meals, you often crowd out the junk that harms the kidneys anyway. Less salty processed food, less sugary snack food, less random supplement stacking. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Now, number 1 is the one I wish every adult over 65 knew before buying another bottle. Number 1, some people should be much more careful than others. Most people think a calcium supplement is just general wellness, but actually after 65, your risk depends on your personal kidney story. One person takes calcium and does fine. Another person takes the same dose and ends up with stones, constipation, or rising calcium in the blood. Same bottle, different body. So who needs to be extra careful? If you have had kidney stones before, if you have chronic kidney disease, if you are often dehydrated, if you take antacids often, if you take thyroid medicine, iron, or certain antibiotics, if you have high blood calcium, parathyroid problems, or sarcoidosis, if any of that sounds familiar, you should not guess. A 2023 study from Korea University found that supplement use is not automatically harmless. In that survey, chronic kidney disease was present in 18.18% of amino acid and protein supplement users, 9.55% of ginseng users, and 20% of certain berry herbal supplement users, compared with about 5.5% in non-users. Different supplements, same lesson. Natural does not mean kidney friendly. And a 2024 study from the Johns Hopkins-led ERIC team found that kidney problems become far more common as people age, with reduced filtering seen in 15% of adults ages 65 to 69 on one test and much higher rates on more sensitive testing. So if you are over 65, you do not need panic, but you do need respect for your kidneys. What should you ask your doctor? Ask for your creatinine and eGFR. Ask whether a urine albumin test has been done. If your numbers are borderline, ask whether cystatin C would give a clearer picture. If you've ever had stones, ask whether a 24-hour urine test makes sense. And ask one simple question: do I need a calcium supplement at all, or can I meet my goal with food? I'd love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Share in the comments. Now let's pump the brakes for a second, because I'm not saying this to scare you, but I do want to keep you safe. If a doctor prescribed calcium for a specific reason, do not stop it just because of this video, but do not keep taking it blindly either. Calcium supplements can cause constipation, bloating, and in some people, high calcium levels in the blood. They can also interact with thyroid medicine like levothyroxine, some antibiotics, iron pills, zinc, and certain osteoporosis medicines. Often these need to be separated by 2 to 4 hours. If you have chronic kidney disease, a history of calcium stones, frequent dehydration, or high blood calcium, be extra cautious. If you get severe side pain, blood in your urine, nausea, vomiting, unusual confusion, extreme thirst, or constipation that will not quit, call your doctor. And if you have fever, chills, or can't pass urine, get urgent help. Those are not wait and see symptoms. Let me be clear, the goal is not zero calcium. That would be another mistake. The goal is the right amount in the right person in the right way. So you're convinced, but thinking, how do I actually do this? Start with the simplest option first. For the next 3 days, do not change anything. Just track your calcium. Write down your foods, drinks, fortified products, antacids, and supplements. Add it up. Most people are shocked by what they find. Next, try food first. A low-cost day could look like this: plain yogurt at breakfast, canned salmon or sardines at lunch or dinner, a cup of fortified soy milk, and some tofu or cooked greens. That is often cheaper than a month of fancy bone health gummies, and easier on your kidneys too. If you still need a supplement, use the smallest effective dose. Usually that means 300 to 500 milligrams at a time. With meals, not a giant dose all at once. Drink water through the day unless your doctor told you to limit fluids, and keep salt under control, because salty food can pull more calcium into your urine. That is like throwing sparks near dry grass. Look, there's a lot of noise out there. One person says take more calcium, another says never touch it. The truth is usually in the middle. You don't need to, but you do need to stop guessing. Start with just one step today. Check how much calcium you already get from food before you reach for another pill. That one habit can protect your bones, your wallet, and your kidneys. And remember this, your body will tell you if it's working. Better digestion, no stone symptoms, clearer plan, less confusion, more confidence. That is what you want. If this helped you, hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed, because we post new health tips every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong,